Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. How are we doing today? Alhamdulillah. اليوم بإذن الله راح نتناول الصف الثالث والرابع الابتدائي مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. And today inshallah we are going to do Phonics Practice 3 Unit Animals. معكم المعلمة سارة الشبيكي ومعنا معلم لغة الإشارة الأستاذ فواز العقيل. As always, it's a pleasure. So let's begin with our classroom agreements. Please make sure to have a snack before coming to class. Please make sure that you're sitting comfortably in a quiet place. Also, please do not forget. Please remember to have your weekend two book, a notebook, and something to write with. So today, inshallah, we are going to do a phonics lesson. But let's review last lesson. It was a phonics lesson as well. So last time we have completed our alphabet. We learned to trace, to write, and identify the sounds of all the letters. So now we're going to do something with what we've learned, right? Today, inshallah, we will match sounds to letters, match words to photos and drawings, differentiate between the p and the b sound. We will read simple words assigned in the book. We will write upper and lowercase letters correctly. We will do controlled writing, such as supplying missing letters. We will use lined paper correctly with headline, baseline, and midline. So are we ready? Let's begin. Now prepare yourselves to listen to an audio about two letters. What are these two letters? B and P. Ready? Let's begin. Hello, dear learners. What letters do you see? We can see a purple P and a blue B. Are they uppercase or lowercase? They are uppercase. Well done. Now when we write the letter B lowercase, it stands on the line, nice and tall. When we write the letter P lowercase, it has a tail that goes below the line. When we make the P sound and the B sound, what do we notice? My mouth pops open the same way when I say both letters. Do they sound the same? They do not sound the same. Cover both your ears with your hands and say B, B. You will notice a sound. Now cover your ears again and say P, P. You will notice that you do not hear a sound. Go ahead, try and see for yourself. Okay, so how was it? Did you have a chance to cover both your ears and make the B and the P sound? Now let me ask you a question. Usually, when you cover your ears, the sound that you make becomes clear. Did you know that? So this is why, let's do this one more time. Cover both your ears. B, B. Did you hear a voice? You heard the B sound. The voice came out of your throat. Now let's do this one more time. P, P. Was there a sound coming from the second letter? It was a whisper, but no sound comes out of a whisper. Do you know now the difference between the B and the P? Do you? Excellent. Practice it, because in the Arabic language, do we have the P sound? Do we? No, we have the B sound, right? حرف الباء, right? But do we have P? No, we don't. So it's a good idea to always practice. Now the other thing that we need to pay attention to, if you cover your ears and you see me with your eyes, say B, Did I change the movement of my mouth? Nope. It looks the same, but it sounds different. So what happens? Your mouth pops open. So your mouth has to be closed, and then you, like this, p, b. Clear? All right, so now we've learned that both these letters look the same when we say them, but they sound different. Let's look at the next letters together. Can you think of other letters that look the same but sound different? So here we have 1, 2, 3 pairs. Okay? So groups of 2 letters, just like the B and the P. These groups of letters, they look the same, but they sound different. One has a voice, one does not have a voice. Let's go over them together. So we have the S, S, and we have Z. Looks the same, right? And then we have the T, D. Did you notice the difference? And then we have the, what's the last one? T, D, S, Z. What's the last one? Yes. See, what animal is this? This is F. We have F, V, F, V. Did I change the movement of my mouth? No, I didn't. Now, 2 of these letters, actually we already talked about the first one. The second letter that's not in the Arabic language is the letter V. So when we say paper, we say paper with the P sound, not the B sound. And when we say I'm very happy, we say V for very, not the F sound. Careful, okay? Now let's continue. Now look at each word and read it out loud with me, okay? What do we see? P, p, peanut, butter. P, peanut, butter. The first word had the P sound. The second one had the, you tell me, the B sound. Excellent. Now let's read the sentence together. It says here, I like peanut butter with plain bread. Could you say this with me? It's fun to play around with these words, right? Peanut, butter, plain bread. See the difference between the 2 sounds? Let's look at the next pair of words. The next pair, we have B, bulb, and pulp. Do you know what a bulb is? So you attach a bulb to a lamp so that when you turn it on, you have light. This is a light bulb. The other one is a piece of fruit from a mango. When you open the mango and you take out what's inside the flesh of the mango, it's called pulp. Now both words are the same, are they? They are the same, the middle, but the first sound and the last sound are different. Now if you know how to make both sounds, you can say both words, but if you can only make one sound, then you'll just make the same sound. So please practice the P sound. Now let's read the next sentence. What does it say? The mango pulp was very sweet. The mango pulp was very sweet. Do you like to eat mangoes? I love mangoes. Okay, now we are ready to open page 48. First of all, how do you feel? Do you feel now you're familiar with the 2 sounds? Then we are ready for page 48. Okay, please listen, point, and say each word. B says, B, 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 bear. P says, pear. Now you make the sounds and say the words. B, 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 bear. P, 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 pear. Let's say them again. B, b, bear. P, p, pear. Well done. Okay, so do you remember the word bulb and pulp? It's the first and the last sound, right? Over here, what do we have? What's the difference between the two words? The first sound. But what happened? The word changed completely. So here we have another fruit, pear. And here we have a bear. Do you see the difference? Excellent. Now let's continue also on page 48. We're going to do some matching. Listen to the sound, check and write. Then draw a line to the right picture. Number 1. B, b, bag. Number 2. P, p, puzzle. Number 3. B, b, bed. Number 4. P, p, puppet. Number 5. B, b, ball. Well done. Now draw a line to the right picture. Okay, so boys and girls, I drew the line while listening to the sound. Did you do that with me? Okay, it's okay if you checked the letter first. Now it's my turn to check the letter and write it on the line. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. Number 1, bag. Is it b? Bag. It has a voice. Bag. Do you like to play with puzzles? P. Puzzle. Then we have b, bed. Do you like to play with puppets? P, p, puppet. Do you like to play ball with your friends? B, ball. Show me a thumbs up. You know the letters, you know how they look, you know how they sound. Can you make the sounds? Excellent. Right? Okay. Now we're going to continue on page 48. We're going to listen, point, and say more words. Are you ready? Let's listen together. B, 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 tub. P, 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 top. Now you make the sounds and say the words. B, 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 tub. P, 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 top. Let's say them again. B, b, tub. P, p, top. Well done. Okay, so boys and girls, now what do you notice from this pair compared to the first pair that we saw together? Right, so we saw bear and pear. The focus was on the first sound. Now the focus is on the last sound. Excellent. Now because we have learned all the letters of the alphabet, we can notice the sounds in different parts of the word. This way, what can we do when we learn this way? We can take all the sounds together, make sense of what we hear, then put the sounds into words, and then the words into sentences, right? We can say them, we can read them, we can write them, right? Okay, let's continue. So now also on page 48, we will do more matching. Please listen to the sound, check and write, then draw a line to the right picture. I will draw a line first, so you can do the same or you can check the letter. It's up to you. Number 1. P, p. Clap. Number 2. B, b. Cub. Number 3. B, b. Crab. Number 4. P, p. Cup. Number 5. B, b. Rob. Well done. Now draw a line to the right picture. Okay, so boys and girls, can we now go over each sound and read the word? Put a check mark next to the correct letter and write it on the line with me. Are you ready? Okay, now let's begin. Number 1, clap. This boy is clapping his hands. P, clap. Number 2, we have a baby lion. This is a cub. Number 3, this animal lives in the sea. It's called a crab. Number 4, we use this to drink hot cocoa with, right? It's a cup. Number 5, this man, he's saying his name on the phone. My name is Rob. Are you getting used to the two sounds? You're getting used to hearing it, but when it comes to saying it, maybe you want to focus a little more and practice. Remember that thing we did? Yes, always close your ears and test yourself to see if you can say both sounds, okay? Now we're going to do this tongue twister. Do you know what a tongue twister is? I'm going to say a sentence that has a bunch of sounds together, okay? And if you say them quickly, you might get mixed up. You might. So let's read this together, okay? My brother, Bob, likes popping and bumping bubbles. Can you read it? My brother, Bob, likes popping and bumping bubbles. A little faster. My brother, Bob, likes popping and bumping bubbles. Now, if you say it enough times, you might get mixed up, but you might realize how much you know the sounds really well. Now, let's read the words one more time and focus on the B's and the P's. My brother, Bob, likes popping and bumping bubbles. Do you have your notebook with you? Let's write 2 words. Maybe one with 2 P's and the other one with 2 B's. Bubbles and popping. Would you like to write this with me? Let's write this together. Popping. P, p, popping. And the second word is bubbles. B-U-B-B-L-E-S. Popping bubbles. Okay? Popping my brother Bob likes bumping and popping bubble. Likes bumping and pumping. My brother Bob likes popping and bumping bubbles. Okay. The next one is, oh, we only have one. Okay. We learned. So boys and girls, we learned to differentiate between the sounds B and P. Now look at this picture and look at this picture. Just a reminder, before you make the B and the P sound, does your mouth need to be open or closed? has to be completely closed. And then when you say it, it pops open. B and P. Looks the same, sounds different. So look at this picture, boys and girls. What do you see? So, what do you see? There's a boy with a bunch of books, with a book on his head, and he's holding books in his hands. Maybe he's having a good time, but what does this tell you? Maybe he's doing a lot of things at the same time, right? There's another picture of a boy and a watch, a clock, right? And a clock. Clock tells time, right? So, what do you think these pictures are trying to tell you? Let's read the sentence together. It says over here, haste makes waste. Let's say I'm asking you to write with me. If you write super quickly and you forget a letter, or maybe the word gets mixed up, you erase it, then you write it again quickly, and then you realize you forgot a letter, which is okay to make mistakes. But did you take your time? No, you were too hasty. You were going too fast. So instead of your job finishing quickly, you're taking more time because you're not taking your time. So if you take a deep breath, do one thing at a time, then maybe you won't waste time. Okay? Thank you so much, boys and girls. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. See you soon.